Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is The Unorthodox Investor, and on this episode we're going to be talking about property, specifically property in Edinburgh. So I personally am on a hunt for a property in Edinburgh, a buy-to-let, and I just wanted to walk you guys through the process of how I'm doing that, because as someone who's maybe a first-time buyer or someone who isn't quite accustomed to purchasing a property or not accustomed to purchasing a property in this area, it might be quite useful to see the process in which someone would go through to find the best property, because I may be able to show you things that you wouldn't normally look at, or there's some obscure kind of rules coming into force in a few years' time that you might need to know. So let's dive straight in, and I will show you the website that I tend to use. So the first website I tend to use is EPC, and this so EPSC. So if we just do a little search here, we can search for property for sale in Edinburgh. So you want to type in your location, Edinburgh, and then you've got your sort of min and max price here. So we're going to go for around about 300k. Anything less than that, you're going to struggle to find properties in Edinburgh. Obviously, if you've got a bigger budget, you can stretch a little bit further. So let's go with 300k just now. You have these nice filters where you can filter for bedroom, for property type as well. If you're specifically wanting a house, you may have to go up in price to find a house. Flats are very common in Edinburgh also. So what you can do is you can do a wee search there, but firstly, I like to hit advanced search. So what you can do is you can search for different property types, energy efficiency, heating. You can also look for parking if you have a need for private parking. That's also quite useful. So that's why I like ESPC, is because the ESPC website allows you to filter for a whole range of factors that you specifically could want for yourself, which is great. So if we just apply that there, then we have all of the properties under 300,000 in Edinburgh. I haven't really refined anything else there apart from the price, but I'm going to encourage you to hit this more refinements button, and here we go. We've got a nice list of things you can refine there, and we're going to go straight to EPC rating. So EPC rating is very important, especially if you're wanting to rent out your property, if you're getting a buy-to-let. So it's really important because as of April 2022, the Scottish Government has said that your property must be an EPC rating of D or above. And the British Government is potentially passing a law in the Minimum Energy Performance of Buildings Bill, which could raise the minimum EPC rating to a C. So what we want to do is probably filter for A's, B's, and C's. And that way, any D's are removed, and you get to search for the properties that will be up to that minimum energy standard. Of course, D's are also fine, so you could just add that to the list as well. But for the moment, we're going to stick to A's, B's, and C's. And as you could see there were no A's whatsoever. So no houses are super energy efficient. I mean, you'd probably be living in a vacuum if that was the case, right? So what we can do is we can kind of scroll down here. We can see the houses available. So we've got flats. Now, one thing you might want to take care of as well is, at the moment, obviously after Grenfell, you may have heard of the flammable cladding on flats. So that is something to be aware of and question when viewing, especially new properties in high-rise buildings. So the first property we put an offer in on had cladding issues or potential cladding issues, and so you have to get an EWS1 form, which is performed by the landlord, and it costs, or sorry, not the landlord, the previous owner, and it costs a little bit of money to get this. So in our circumstance, the owner said that he wasn't going to get the form unless he got a significant offer, or a substantial, like a good enough offer, basically. So that was a new one for us because we actually put an offer in and had to put a condition with our solicitor that the EWS1 form was fine and that it wasn't any cladding issues. So that was a wee condition we had to put in on the offer. So that's quite important to note as well. But the best thing about ESPC, the ESPC website, is you can hit this button here called Map View. And this is great, especially if you're looking for a property in a specific area here. So what we can do is we can kind of zoom in on the map here and say you're looking for South Edinburgh. You can just head down here and you can search your properties in South Edinburgh. Or if you're wanting right in the centre, say you like Old Town, boom, we've got a property right here in Old Town. And so it's a very simple website to use. You see you can instantly get to the photos. Now, the third thing, I can't remember how many things I've said now, but this next thing is one that's really important for me as well. Having seen quite a few properties recently, I've realised that Edinburgh properties are quite small, and that might seem obvious, but how small is too small? And I've kind of worked that out to be about 55 square metres. So this is where the ESPC website is great as well, because as you scroll down, you can see here, total floor area. So we've got a floor plan and we've got a total floor area. So unfortunately, you can't filter for this, which is a bit annoying, but it has a total floor area, and I would filter out any flats that have a total floor area of less than 55 square metres. I went to view a couple of flats just over a week ago, and there was a few that were kind of 52 square metres, 53 square metres, and honestly, it was just like quite small, and I don't think it would be comfortable to live in such a small area. Of course, very doable, and for students it might be fine. But I would, personally for me, I would look for things above 55 square metres, potentially 60 square metres or above. So this looks perfect. The energy rating of a C, and then what you can do is you can view the schedule, which is a document, just tells you a little bit more about the property, or you can get the home report, and I would encourage you to just get as many home reports as possible. So in another video, we'll talk about home reports, and we'll talk about why, what to look for, and what the kind of valuation means and that sort of thing. But that's the best way of searching for properties. I mean, there's one more website I use. So if we go back to Google, then what we can do is we can search for S1 Homes. So this is the other website I tend to use, S1 Homes. So if you type in by Edinburgh, it tends to show what we can pop in a price here as well. So let's do again a maximum of 300k, and we can have a look at what the latest properties are on the market now. You might, of course, you might find these on other websites as well, but I find S1 Homes is quite a good alternative website just to find properties that are not on any other websites, and they tend to keep it quite updated as well. So yeah, check out both of these websites, and I wish you all the best in finding a property if that's what you're after. We're going to be doing more videos as well, so I'll go more in depth into the different aspects of costs and what to talk to your solicitor about. So we'll do that in future videos, but this was all about finding the perfect property. So there you go, have a little look, dive straight in, and I will see you soon. Have a great day, and look forward to seeing you in future videos.